Okay, so I did mention that I wanted to do like a two-part video, but this time I'm gonna talk more about her veneration. I'm also gonna talk about like her feast days, how you can work with La Santa Muerte, like where to start, right? I feel like the very first video I talked a little bit about her, like how you can know her presence or whatever, but I'm gonna talk more so like if you're ready, like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make the commitment, even though you can't like 100% just like be 100% sure. And I think I'm that person, like I tend to like be on the fence a lot of like a lot of the time for things, or I could be very impulsive. um she is the kind of spirit where, like I said, you should take your time, like get to know her, study her, learn her history, learn what she likes, learn about the different robe colors, like learn about her before you jump into it. But before we begin, look at this. I want to just like show out this cute bracelet that I got. This is a Santa Muerte bracelet that I got. I got it. There's a shop on Instagram. It's Mite Denver, and they are a Santissima devotee, and they make Santa Muerte jewelry and oils and like ritual stuff and like jewelry. I think the jewelry stuff is the one that I'm like so like, and the oils. I have recently used one of the oils. It's the fuck off oil, and it's like for parasites and like block removal. And I did it for 3 days in a row, and I kid you not, like whatever block was there, it was like gone by the third day. But Mite Cuauhtico Denver is the page on Instagram, so check it out. I love her down. Her products are amazing. Not just saying that because I love her. I'm just saying that because like the products are really amazing. Like I will not be out here promoting other people's products if it was not that fucking good. Like it's amazing. But I love their products. I love their stuff. Love using it for rituals because I'm a ritual girly. I will light the fuck out of a candle. I will make the fuck out of a bath. Like I love doing rituals. That's my shit. But we're gonna move into venerating La Santa Muerte. We're back with my little Siete Potencias statue, and I think she's really happy. She looks like she's skinning and grinning. Like she's happy today. Mommy says she's happy. Yay! So okay, now we're going to talk about venerating her. We're going to talk about working with her because now you're at the point. I'm also going to start including rituals. So if you want to learn how to do some protection rituals or specific rituals that are dedicated to La Santa Muerte, I'm going to start including those in videos as well. But if you want to start working with her, she is one of those spirits where even if you have nothing, she's still going to bless you. You don't have to like expect, like you have to, like I said, my altar has grown. I start off with a little statue, a little oil, a candle, and i I think water and coffee was like literally all she had on her altar. Like her altar was very very small when she first came in, but I knew I had to have an altar. I'm an altar person. I feel like that's where the spirit lives, which is why they need their own dedicated space. I also do a lot of work, a lot of candle magic. So I knew that I was going to need some space for her. And I remember when I first started to work with her, and I did invoke her for something. I asked her for a favor, and she told me if I do the favor, I need a spot. I said, well, if you find a spot, I'll bring you in. And I had a bookshelf, and the bookshelf collapsed the same day that I literally said that to her. She collapsed the bookshelf. So I said, okay, well, I guess you got your spot. And I was nervous because I'm like, it's going to be out and open where everybody can see it. So she just makes sure no one comes over here. And I'm perfectly fine with that. So she has her own dedicated area. And I'm going to tell you now, if you are somebody who's hiding, hiding her. Also apologize. My throat has not been feeling the best. This weather change is crazy. I'm trying to stay hydrated, but if you're somebody who has to hide her, she's very understanding. She understands like if you have parents or you're living with your parents or whatever the case is. She understands if you can't have her out and open. I'm gonna tell you after a while she's gonna get a little irritated. So if you can have a space for her, just hold the space. Have a space for her. If you want to start with the very bare minimum, okay, a prayer card, a little Santa Muerte prayer card, a white candle or a candle, a tea light candle. She loves incense, offerings of food, and water, coffee, black coffee. Sometimes you could put Everclear, a shot of Everclear, a shot of liquor in the coffee. If you're underage, then just no liquor in the coffee. Um, as an adult, you could just give her shot glasses filled to the top with liquor. She really loves Everclear and tequila. Um, you can also, she loves flowers. So I'm gonna go now more. If you're doing the bare minimum, some water, candle, her prayer card. If you can't afford a statue, you can also print out images of her if you can, if you're invoking her and working with her. She's perfectly fine with that. A rosary. She likes rosaries. You could put the rosary on top of her altar by the cup of water. Now, if you are like ready to dive deeper into this, you have space for her, you can bring her in. Because remember, that is a temporary space. You don't want to get used to that and thinking that she's going to be okay with it, because after a while, she's going to get agitated. And I'm telling you now, she has no problem letting you know, bitch, I'm annoyed with you. Like, I need space. She will let you know. She will let you know. But she really is very expressive. She really loves things. She loves to decorate for the holidays. So you can like decorate her altar for the holidays for Halloween. She's been telling me these past few days, like, you need to go to the store, you need to get decorations. So I promise, mommy, I'm gonna go to the store next week and get her, or at the end of this week, and get her some decorations for her altar, um, so that she can have, her little Halloween stuff. She really likes the Day of the Dead. She loves holidays, Christmas. So decorating her altar for the holidays, and it's so crazy because you will see the difference in her statue from like it's scowling at you to it's smiling at you. And I know it sounds crazy, but I've heard other devotees say that she gets really happy with the holidays. Um, so you can definitely do that for her if you're starting to feel connected and you want to do something nice for her. She takes food offerings, so any food offering is perfectly fine. She's not like with my Loa, the Loa, you don't just feed them anything. You have to feed them the proper offerings, otherwise they will not take it, right? Like, even if you're like preparing like a specific like pig or chicken or something for them, you don't just go buying them or making them just any kind of old chicken. Like, it requires like specific traditional recipes. Her, of course, she likes traditional like if you're gonna go get her like elote, or if you're gonna make her like tamal, like she's gonna prefer that, of course. Or tacos, like when I make tacos, she loves tacos. If I make like Puerto Rican food, like arroz con gandules, of course she likes that. But any offering you give her, she loves candy. I go to the store, buy Mexican candies, like hot tamales, also the chili and mango lollipops. Anything that's like a Mexican candy, she loves. Um, she also loves bats, and I tell people all the time, if you're getting hit with witchcraft, if somebody is putting stuff on you, is doing brujeria to you, if you are constantly removing stuff off of people, I am somebody who constantly removes do spell breakers, blockbusters, road openers for people. Anytime I'm doing stuff like that, give your Santa Muerte a bath if she is doing the ritual for you or on your behalf and helping you out. She needs a bath. I do a bath about once a week for her. Um, you can definitely do more if you're doing more work than me. Or I would say at least bi-weekly, but I do say once a week. If you can do once a week, do once a week, and not just a bath with water. Like, you don't fill the tub up with water and just submerge her in there. I use a giant basin, and in that basin, I put water. I put Florida water or rose water. I also put um, a little bit of tequila. You could put rubbing alcohol if you have it. Um, Rose petals, I take them and like crush them up in the water and make sure that it soaks into the water. Basil leaves, um, and sometimes I use cascarilla. You don't always have to use cascarilla. She loves flowers, so anything with carnations. So you could put carnations in the bath. Make sure you crush it so that everything is like in the water. The water is absorbing the essence. You could even put a little bit of lavender oil drops in there. Anything that's very florally, she loves, right? And then what you do is like you hold her statue over the basin, and I just like give her a bath. Like, I'm rinsing her out over the sink, and I just rinse her little statue off, and or all her statues. I give it a kiss, I give, some prayers. I say thank you to her. And that's the bath that I will give her. And I give that to her once a week. If you are doing more work, then I would suggest it anytime your candles are done burning, it's feeling heavy around that altar, then, deconstruct it, take everything off, clean off the altar, bathe the statues. After you bathe the statues, most importantly, you smoke cleanse it. So, cigar, you light your cigar, and you blow the smoke all over. If you're somebody who can't smoke or have smoke in the house, if you can take it outside and do it, that's great, because I'm going to go into more offerings for her. So, like I said, most importantly, I'm putting that out there is the cleansing of her, right? You want to make sure you get her clean. You want to make sure that she stays clean. She is very finicky. She does not like a dirty space. And no shade to anybody, but I remember when I went to go see her altar, I went to her church, and the area they had her in was kind of cluttered, and I was like, I don't think she likes this, and I could just feel it. There was another place I went to in New Orleans, and they had her like on the floor, and it was like dirty in the back. It was nasty, um, and it was dark, and I was like, I don't think she likes it here. Um, just because the manifestations I work with, she's typically very clean. She's just very clean. She doesn't like it dirty. It didn't even feel like she was really active in that area when I had went to go visit. It was just so dark and damp, and it was just nasty in there. Anyway, she likes light. Do not, and that's another thing. They didn't have no light on her altar. So I'm not gonna keep shading, but there was no light on her altar. Santa Muerte always needs a light, whether it's a lamp or whether it's a candle. Okay, if you are somebody who leaves the house and you're scared for the candle, something happening, put it in a bowl of water when you leave the house. She cannot go without a light. You can also use a lamp or a lantern, like how she has here. Use a lantern. Um, but Santa Muerte cannot be without light, okay? She will leave. She will not be happy. She will be upset that you got her sitting here waiting in the dark. So no, don't do that to Santa Muerte. She needs her light. She needs a candle, or a lantern. Also, like I said, do not leave her in the dark. Don't ever do that. That's a big no no. Okay. She's also a very active spirit, so she expects you to talk to her. And I'm talking about talk to her like you're talking to a regular human being. She wants you to talk to her. If you're having issues, tell her about it. If there's some gossip or some chisme that you have, talk to her about it. She also likes to watch like soap operas on TV. So even if you leave for a few hours out there, you could put soap operas on for her. She loves music. She loves cumbia. So you could play music for her. Not everything has to be like a money kind of offering, which is why I'm giving you additional like resources or telling you other things you can do, so that if you don't have the money for her, all mommy wants is your attention and your love. She's not gonna ask for much, and that's it. Just honor her, respect her, and pay attention to her, right? Just walk in. She likes when you walk up to her altar, just say good morning, love you. Or if you're leaving, or you're going to bed, good night. Um, Very important. Also, do not put her altar in your bedroom, especially if you have like a spouse. She does not want to see that, okay? Do not disrespect mommy like that. Like I told you, she didn't break no bookcase in my room. She broke the bookcase out in my living room, so she know this is where I'm staying. She does not want to be in the bedroom seeing you do kind of stuff. She also don't like you to get like sloppy drunk or nasty. Like just be respect. Like that's the only thing. Just be respectful. Treat her like how you would treat like an elder, like a auntie. Like you will be respectful around them, right? Like you will not be disrespectful to them. Don't be disrespectful to her. Don't be disrespectful around her. She don't care if you cuss or you swear, if you talk shit about people. She don't care if you gossip, but just don't have sex around her, and don't keep her area dirty. Those are like the don'ts. Do not keep her area dirty. Don't be disrespectful to her. Don't be doing disrespectful stuff around her. And um, don't leave her without a light. Like she needs a light. She needs a lantern. She needs a candle. Please. Those are the bare minimums that you can keep around her. And if you don't have a lantern, just use a candle. If you don't have a candle, use a lantern. But you're also going to need candles to do your workings for your protection. But just never leave her without a light. Um, Offering, she loves cigarettes. She loves cigarettes. She loves cigars. She loves her coffee. She loves smoke. She'll even take a black and mild, okay? And I am not a smoker. I will smoke cleanse her and her altar in the house. But if she wants to smoke, if she wants to have a cigarette, if she wants to take down, a cigar or whatever the case is, I take her outside. I put it in the little crevice of her arm and it'll hold up. And I just let her smoke until it's done. And she smoke it down to the filter. She loves cigarettes. Smoke it down to the filter. The harsher the cigarette, like the Marlboro Reds, the ones that it tastes like a grill. That's the ones that she like. The cigars, the harsher it is, that's the ones that she like. Um, so those are the offerings you can give her. I said liquor, tequila. I don't know her to be a vodka girl, but hey, who knows? I never gave her vodka. We don't really have vodka in this house. I use vodka for cleaning, but I do know for certain she loves Everclear, and she also loves tequila. You can give her any food offering. She loves sweets. She loves candy. Um, she loves anything that comes from like the heart. Another don't put another deity on the altar with her. Santa Muerte is her very own spirit, her very own force. She does not want you putting anybody else on her altar. It's her space. Be respectful when it comes to that. Um, she has no problem telling you that she's upset. She's had no problem telling you when she feels disrespected. You will know. So just keep her separate from other spirits. It doesn't mean you can't work with other spirits. Just don't put them on her altar. Like everybody should have their own separate space. And I always say that anyway. If you work with voodoo spirits, if you work with any other forces, the Orisha, they should be separate from La Santa Muerte. Don't put them on the same altar. They can do work together. Like you could ask one for something, ask the other for something, but don't ever put them together. Um, I'm trying to think of what else. Like I said, she likes decorations. She loves roses, red roses. If she doesn't like something like flowers, or if she doesn't like food offering, she will definitely get rid of it. She'll have like if she doesn't like a food offering I gave her, she'll have my dogs eat it off her altar. If she doesn't like the flowers, she loves red roses. But if I'm like it's a not a red rose kind of paycheck and it's a different like she will wilt them. So roses, white carnations, red carnations. She loved those kind of flowers. Um, but the more attention that you give her, the more interaction you will get out of her. She will like definitely have no problem letting you know like this is what she wants. Um, which as a woman we can definitely relate, right? Like if we want something, like this is what we want. We're not asking for any other things. Like this is what we're asking for. So she's very much like that. She will very much show you that. So her baths are important. Um, and yeah, just being respectful. And I'm also going to talk very briefly more about La Santa Muerte because her feast days are very important. Her feast days is August 15th, and that's also to venerate Doña Sebastiano de Casano. I think that's the saint. And Doña Sebastiana was a woman who was being told that she had to marry somebody and didn't want to marry anyone. So she prayed to death. She prayed to La Santa Muerte. And La Santa Muerte took her away so she didn't have to get married. So she's also venerated on that day, on August 15th. On her feast days, cake, flour, cupcakes, sweets, um, alcohol. You treat her good, you cook for her, you honor her, you give her things. And then you'll also do the same thing on All Souls Day, which is November 2nd. So I like to celebrate her also with Gede season, which will run from October 28th to November 2nd. She loves when you put um, the Day of the Dead altar. I put my Day of the Dead altar on the floor in front of hers. And she loves that. She loves watching over your loved ones. So on All Souls that week, you will feel her presence. You'll feel the presence of your ancestors, of all those who you love that passed over. She will very much guard them and take care of them um, as they're coming over into this plane to, visit you and give you their presence and let you know that they're here. So same thing during that feast day. You feed her candies, cakes, candles, flowers, sweets, and everything. You'll do the same on her feast days, um, which is those 2 days, August 15th, and then the other one is November the 2nd. Do you have to do both? No. If you can't afford it, you don't have to. I do both just because it's, I love La Santa Muerte. I want her to know how much I love her. But, venerate both of the feast days with anything you can, even if you just get her balloons and flowers because that's all you got. She'll appreciate it. She's definitely one of those spirits also, like, it's the thought that counts, like, you gotta spend some to make some, but she'll always make sure that you're okay. Like, she'll always make sure you're good. And as long as you're just paying attention, you're praying to her, that's all she wants. But I think that's all I'm going to talk about for today in regards to La Santa Muerte. I'm going to start moving into the robe colors now because I've been wanting to move into that for a while, but I also felt like I had to give like a bunch of disclaimers just so that people know what they're getting themselves into when they start working with her. And then when you do start working with her and a specific manifestation comes to you, at least you know what to do. You know what to give them. You know how to honor them or venerate them. And you have a little bit of history. Also recommend buying the Holy Death Bible so that you have a little bit more information on the cult of La Santa Muerte. There's also plenty of free resources that you can find. Um, you can even ask La Santa Muerte, like, what do you want me to know? And she will provide that resource for you. But with that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. If y'all would like to check me out on Patreon, that's patreon.com/Kira the Healer. I'm also on TikTok, and that's cafe_con_huesos. And I'm also on Instagram, and that's Jaguar.Lotus.HealingStudio. But I will talk to y'all soon. I love y'all, and thanks for tuning in.